Hello again, my dear students. From the previous discussion, we can understand that we cannot depend on the large molecules of the food to let the body benefit from, but we have to change the large molecules of different substrates or different kinds of food into smaller ones to let the body benefit from. This process actually takes place in special organs inside special organ system, which is digestive. Your digestive system, its function comes from its name because it is responsible to change the large molecules of the food into very small ones, or to break down the large molecules of the food into small particles of food that we can benefit from. Digestion process is the breaking down of large molecules of the food into small pieces or small molecules of the food inside special organs. Your digestive system, starting at the mouth and ending at the rectum and anus. Your digestive system is made up of two main parts. Number one, the alimentary canal. Number two, the alimentary canal accessories or glands. The digestion process is divided into two types. Number one, mechanical digestion. Number two, chemical digestion. What is the difference between the two types of digestion process? The mechanical digestion is the breaking down or changing the large molecules of the food into smaller ones by the teeth, by dividing them, by chewing them. Chewing process, dividing process of the large molecules of the food inside the mouth is called mechanical process. But changing the large molecules of the food into smaller ones by the enzymes is called chemical digestion. So there is a difference between mechanical and the chemical digestion. Mechanical by the enzymes or by the teeth. But chemical digestion, this is done by the enzymes. Your digestive system is made up of a gut or alimentary canal, is a long tube starting at the mouth and ending at the rectum with anus, which is called gut. Number one, the mouth. Inside the mouth, we have tongue, we have teeth, and we have salivary glands. The tongue mixes the food with saliva. It helps in tasting and talking. Our salivary glands secrete saliva in the mouth. And don't ever forget that the saliva is a juice that contains an enzyme called amylase. Number three, the teeth are responsible to break down the food into smaller particles, chemically or mechanically. Yes, mechanically. So the mouth is the first organ in the alimentary canal or the gut. Number two, we have different types with different functions of the teeth. Number one, incisors. Number two, canines. Number three, molars. If you look at incisors, canines, premolars and molars, they have different shapes, so they have different functions. Number one, the incisors and the upper and lower jaws, they are taking the chisel shape. This shape of them is called chisel shape. So they are adapted for cutting and biting the food. Followed by canines. You have 4 incisors in the upper and lower jaw, by the way, and 2 canines in the lower jaw and 2 canines in the upper jaw. Here we have different shape between the incisor and canines. But if you look carefully at the canines, you can notice that they have pointed end, which characterizes them from the insiders. They are pointed in the pelvic for cutting and biting the food. After the canines, 5 and 5 in lower jaw, 5 and 5 in the upper jaw. These are called premolars and molars. Premolars have broad surface for grinding and crushing the food, but the molars themselves, they are larger than the premolars. Look at the structure of a tooth from outside to inside. This layer, the outer layer of the tooth, is called enamel. This is a hard cover of the tooth because it is rich in calcium. That's why doctors advise parents to supply their children with different kinds of food rich in calcium and phosphorus because they strengthen bones and teeth. The outer cover of the tooth is called enamel, which is rich in calcium mineral salt. The enamel layer is followed by dentin. This layer is called dentin. Dentin is less harder than the enamel. This one is less harder than the enamel. It contains living cells. Number 1 from outside, enamel. The enamel is followed by dentin. The dentin is followed by a palm. This is a cavity in which the tooth is fixed inside, which is connected with network of blood vessels. Number 4, ligaments. These ligaments fixing the tooth in the gum. How to take care of our teeth? You know that you have to brush your teeth very well and properly before and after, and especially before going to bed, to avoid tooth decay. What's going on to the tooth when it is exposed to the tooth decay? Your habits sometimes, maybe some of the reasons that leads to tooth decay. Some people prefer, they love to taking lots of fizzy drinks, chewing gum. All of them, they are containing sugar. This sugar we found in the fizzy drinks and gum help in dissolving the enamel. I have mentioned before that this is the hardest layer of the tooth, but sometimes it can be exposed or subjected to the tooth decay because of the sugar found in the fizzy drinks or fizzy acidic drinks containing soda and sugar. And we have to brush our teeth very well with a toothpaste containing fluoride material because it strengthens the tooth and protecting them from decay. Number 2, the gullet or the esophagus. Esophagus or gullet is a muscular tube, muscular like a muscle, which pushes the food downward from the mouth and pharynx downward to the stomach. By certain action, this action is called peristalsis action, the pushing process of the chyme. The pushing process of the swallowed food is called peristalsis action. This is done by the gullet or esophagus. When the food is reaching to the stomach is a muscular organ. The esophagus or the gullet is a muscular tube. Muscular organ, stomach. Muscular tube, gullet. When the food is reaching the stomach, what's going on? The stomach here is acting like a blender. It blends the food inside with an acid secreted by the stomach. Why? To kill the microbes entering with the swallowed food. Then, the action of the enzyme secreted by the stomach helps to digest the proteins partly or partially. Why partly or partially? Because the proteins, substrates are completely digested here in the small intestine. protein is digested partly or partially, but in the small intestine food is completely digested. This acid secreted by the stomach helps the food to be like a smooth paste, semi-liquid inside the stomach. So the wall of the muscular wall of the stomach help to blend the food with the enzymes to mix both of them together. So the action of the enzymes and the acids inside the stomach help to change the food into semi-liquid, which is called smooth paste. Why? To facilitate or to ease its transferring from the stomach to the small intestine. What about the small intestine? The small intestine is the longest part of the digestive system canal. It may be reached to 7 meters. But it is coiled inside your abdomen cavity. It's found inside the abdominal cavity in the form of coiled tube. So to fit into small space. Inside the small intestine, food is completely digested and absorbed by the action of the enzymes. Then the digested food is squeezed from the small intestine to the walls of the small intestine to the bloodstream. This is called the absorption process. So, to complete the absorption process, the food should be digested completely. First, changing them into small particles of the molecules, like a liquid, by the actions of the enzymes coming from pancreas, bile, and small intestine enzymes itself. What happens after food is completely digested? It will be ready to be absorbed from the small intestine walls to the bloodstream, which is called the absorption process. In the large intestine, shorter than the small intestine in length. It is not called large because it's long, no, its diameter is larger than the small intestine. The large intestine contains useful bacteria. These bacteria stay alive on the fibers existing in the food and supplying them with important proteins and vitamins. These vitamins are absorbed from the walls of the large intestine to the bloodstream to let the body benefit from. You know that the vitamins protecting the body from different diseases. Finally, the remains of the food which are not digested change into solid waste. This solid waste can be collected here in the rectum, which is eliminated from the anus as solid waste. This table containing different types of enzymes and their actions, where they are stored and where they are secreted. For instance, amylase secreted by salivary glands in the mouth. It's placed in the mouth. The substrate acting on them, starch or glycogen. البرودكت اللي طالع ايه؟ maltose type of sugar. طيب مكانه فين ده؟ مكانه في السليفري جلاند اللي هو الاميليز. وفي كمان عندي انزيم اسمه بابسين secreted by stomach glands. The place of origin is stomach. بيشتغل على ايه؟ على البروتينز change them into peptides. The lipase احنا اتفقنا خلال بداية الدرس is acting on the fats, changing them into glycerol and fatty acids. وفي حاجة اسمها pancreatic amylase. خلي بالكم الفرق بين ده وبين ده وبين. في amylase, salivary amylase secreted in the mouth to change the starch into simple sugar because the salivary glands are existing inside the mouth. But the amylase secreted by the pancreas is the pancreatic amylase, but also acting on the starch molecules to complete the digestion of the starch, but where in the small intestine. يبقى الجلاندز اللي هم فوق في الماوث salivary glands. الجلاندز اللي هم تحت عندي liver عندي pancreas. كويس؟ salivary glands inside the mouth secreting amylase enzyme to act on the starch molecules where in the mouth, changing sugar into starch into simple sugar. But the pancreatic amylase in the abdominal cavity is acting on which food to complete the starch digestion, but where in the small intestine. في كمان عندنا تريبس دول مش علينا بس دول اكسترا، انا جايب لكم دول من الانترنت، دول اكسترا، احنا بس نركز على الاميليز، salivary amylase والبنكرياتيك اميليز واللايبيز. طيب ففي جدول تاني هو اللي اسهل لكم انتوا بس تشتغلوا عليه او حبايبي احفظوه، الاسهل الاولاني او الثاني، اي واحد فيهم الاثنين كويس. طيب السليفري جلاند ده بطريقه ثانيه برضه، هنا الجلاندز وهنا الاكزوست يعني الاوريجن بتاعها فين او المكان بتاعها فين؟ salivary glands found in the mouth secreting enzyme called amylase. This amylase السبستريت بتاع starch changes the into maltose. بالتالي الجدول ده اسهل لكم من اللي فوق، فخليكم معانا وبراحه اي حد فيكم. ونمبر 2 stomach cells found in the stomach والانزيم اسمه protease والسبستريت اللي بيشتغل عليه بيهضمه اسمه proteins changes them into amino acids. But the liver it works, the action that works in the small intestine. By the way, the small intestine the first part اسمه ايه؟ حد فاكر؟ خدتوها قبل كده في grade 6 و grade 5. طب هسألكم واسألكم فيها المرة الجاية. طيب liver secretes bile salts، وخلي بالكم ما تقولوش البايل سولت ده من الانزيمز، ده عشان خاطر increase the surface area of the fats to facilitate the enzyme of the lipase، ده بيسهل اللايبيز، شغل اللايبيز. طيب ده بيشتغل على الفاتس ويحولها into fat droplets وحاجة اسمها emulsified fats. Pancreas secreting 3 enzymes amylase, protease, lipase. Pancreas secreting 3 enzymes amylase, protease, lipase. Amylase digests starch والprotease digests protein والlipase digests fats building fats. Amylase changes starch into maltose simple sugar والprotease protein changes into amino acids. Amylase acting on the fat changing them into glycerol and fatty acids. آخر واحد بقى السمول intestine، آخر organ عندنا طبعا it secretes many enzymes منهم maltase enzyme وprotease enzyme، يعني في protease الاثنين اهو secreted by pancreas، في protease secreted by small intestine. المالتيز بيشتغل على المالتوز sugar changing them into glucose. البروتيز زي ما قلنا acting on the protein changing them into amino acids.